On the square, 2. Dress code script. After dress code, things went down south for me. It was the girls who kept me relevant for a month. They loved me. They made it hard for Daphne to get rid of me. They would always shower me with gifts, kisses, and hugs. Honestly, it was like a dream. I felt like I was floating, walking on clouds. I was all soft inside. I was intoxicated by them. I was in awe of their talent. I loved them. They were my girls. Mine. I did everything above and beyond to please them. I treated them like royalty, like the stars they were, with reverence and awe. I executed every request with efficiency and care. The stage was spotless before the show, and the mirrors reflected like diamonds. Cliffs, the piano guy, water was iced and always on time and on cue before the show. I was professional, courteous, smelled good, and dressed with real personality. I was the eye of God who kept watch over everything and addressed every significant or insignificant thing that had the power to affect the tone of the show. It was all about excellence. They were very happy with me. The girls flooded Daphne's email with compliments about me. She was elated and opened her purse for me. I accepted, but it was never about the money. Quite clearly, it was the girls who kept me in the theater for that long. The staff at the theater only needed someone to assist for 2 to 3 days tops. Moving day can be tough and time-consuming, as you have to welcome a new act to the theater. Sets needs to be on the stage and it requires planning and thinking. There's also the issue of the sound and the lights. They need to be programmed to the system. Without the sound and the lights, you don't have a show. It's just a casual job, and the guys who help out do their jobs 2 days and it's done. A lot of times the theater uses young students who are keen to learn about the theater to help out. It's a win for both sides. The student learns and gets practical, and the theater don't have to pay for labor. That considered, I stayed for a month. I was also the usher for the girls' show, and generally everybody liked me, and that's the problem. I was too magnetic, likable, and had a ton of charisma, illuminating the place and setting the mood for the show. I was too perfect. Inevitably, envy and jealousy sets in, and I became a target. Human nature and narcissistic tendencies. I refrained from responding and reacting. I observed like a bystander and was amused by the human condition. I knew what caused the hysteria, mainly that I was too amazing and I couldn't help myself. I had no flaw. I came early for work, had a lot of enthusiasm, executed every task with perfection, and everybody loved me. Around the 3rd week, Daphne called me to her office and took my particulars. She asked what I was good at, education, skills, and talents, and so I shared. We talked for a while and she said she wished she had something for me. Her roster was full. I acknowledged, but I was just there for the love. After that meeting, I definitely felt the room getting smaller. It was like she was pushing me out, but life went on and I got more responsibilities. On the last day of the dress code, as we were clearing the stage, I asked the director, Alan Swedlaw, for the script. I wanted it for its format, structure, and I was really in love with the writing. It was witty, urban, and well written. I also wanted to learn the skill of writing scripts for the theater. Alan liked my energy and appreciated everything I did for the girls. He gave it to me. After knockoff, Regina from her car saw me from afar with the script and asked, "Are you holding a script?" I walked to her vehicle and replied, "Yes." She continued, "You are not supposed to have that." To which I replied, "The director gave me the script." She replied, "No, you are not supposed to." I countered, "But I want it." I had the script in my hands. She started having a narcissistic fit and threw tantrums, wanting to get out of the car. I watched her attempts to bully me off the script, and I walked away from the scene with the script in hand. I left her shouting alone. She was wasting my time. It's my fault. I encouraged her behavior, hoping it would dissipate, but she only got more controlling and overbearing. It was time for a receipt. As I was walking away, she shouted, "Don't come back on Tuesday." It was the same Regina who took 33% of my pay. She didn't ask. She just took it in a power move. After the dress code move-in, Daphne delegated the task of paying me to her. She called me into a room, reached into her pocket and took out 300, gave me 200 and took the 100, stating that she needed more and that she'd pay it back. She never did. I always resented that action. It was like she was entitled to my pay. I deserved the full 300. She didn't ask me. If she had, I would have given it to her. She took all the power away from me and took it. I judged her character that day, and a receipt was definitely on the cards. She was going to respect me. I defied her and came back on Tuesday. There was no way I was missing Vincent's move-in. I wanted to help with the production. I had been anticipating it for quite some time, and luckily, I still had Daphne. She was reasonable. She see things my way. When I got to the theater, Regina isolated me from the team and instructed me to wait for Daphne so we can discuss this script issue. In an act of power, she brought in a student to take my place. Gaslighting. She was downplaying my importance to the theater, communicating that I was inferior and disposable. I saw that for what it was, insecurity. Everybody loved me and it was warranted. I was a hard worker. I wasn't concerned. I was fine with any outcome. I stood by my decision to walk away with the script that night. I simply wanted it more. If not for the content, then the hopeful connections that had the power to grant me. Daphne came in and we discussed the case. Regina presented her inaccurate version, filled with slander and smear campaigns in attempts to get me to react. It was just pure lies concocted by her imagination. She was vicious, disagreeable, and incoherent. A blind man could see that she was attacking me. She wanted to control me so much that she lost control. I was calm. I presented my case and took responsibility for taking the script. And as anticipated, Daphne understood. I went back to the team and helped with the production of Vincent, flirting with my female student replacement in the process. In no time, my replacement was hooked and mesmerized by my aura. She too was on my side. This was definitely not in Regina's plans. I survived, but hostilities were brewing. Vincent was a success, and my replacement stopped coming to the theater, so I reigned. I understand human nature, and I realized I was a missed hit. I know a target is still on my back, so I decided to leave on my own terms before things spiraled out of control. I'll be back later, when things are calmer, when I am in control. I came back 3 weeks later and everybody welcomed me with open arms. The script issue was all in the past. They were all so happy to see me. It was the girls who kept me relevant for a month. They loved me and I loved them forever. My girls.